Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. It's a great pleasure to be here in Africa and to be in this Nairobi Center. And as Sister Vedanti was saying, that Vedanti and myself both came together in 1974, and as we are celebrating the 50th year of our services in Africa, she very open-heartedly invited me to come, especially for this program. I have come before this too, twice. The first 3 times actually. The first was in 74, and then again in 97, and again in 2004, if I can remember, but this will be my 4th visit. I've traveled many countries in Africa too, and then in 75, we both opened a center in Mauritius, and I stayed on in Mauritius, and then went back to India because of the different services in our headquarters in Mount Abu. So I've come after a number of years. I don't remember how many. I'll have to ask after how many years I've come. But I have come here before. And I'm seeing this wonderful gathering of those from United Kingdom and also those from United States and also other countries. And again, it's a great pleasure being with you for the next today and 2 more days. Of course, all of us are interested in learning meditation, and the Brahma Kumaris teach the meditation course in Mount Abu. I've been giving meditation courses, but then it's a different experience to be giving this course in this beautiful hall in front of all of you from United Kingdom, United States and other countries. And I heard that Shivani Ben was here, and she's a very special soul indeed. So it's good that I can see all of you who have already taken lessons from Shivani Bibi. So what exactly is meditation? But before I tell you what meditation is, let me tell you what meditation is not. Because there are many myths about meditation. Some say that concentrating on your breath is meditation. Some say chanting some mantras is meditation. Some say concentrating on some god or goddess, whatever, is meditation. So there are many, many concepts and different ideas. But then the meditation taught in the Brahma Kumaris is called the Raj Yoga meditation. So what is meditation in a general term? Meditation, as Swami Vivekananda said very rightly, that meditation is the manifestation of perfection within. Everyone is perfect within, But then meditation helps to manifest that even at a physical level. It's just like a seed which has a lot of energy, but that's all dormant. It is there in the Latin form. And because it is dormant, it needs to be exposed so that it can give rise to a tree. But for that, the seed has to be sown in the soil, and then it has to be watered. It has to be given sunshine, so the land is plowed before the seed is sown. So we say every soul is like a seed, and that seed has a lot of energy, and that energy can be experienced through meditation. So it's a manifestation of perfection within, because every soul in its original nature is perfect. Every soul in its original nature is full of different qualities, which we are all aspiring for. But the irony of it all is that we are looking for those qualities outside, which are actually within. We look for peace, we look for love, we look for happiness, we look for power, and we pray for that from God. We say, "Oh God, give me peace. Oh God, give me strength. Oh God, give me happiness." Many people who we meet, we ask them, "You have everything which is needed for us, but do you feel that you still need something?" Usually the three requirements of life are, we say, roti, kapra, makan. If you have food to eat, you have good shelter, you have enough clothes, then you say, "Okay, I'm happy." But then, in spite of having all that, if we ask people, "Do you still lack something?" You have everything. You have name, fame, prestige. Great. So much of power also. Do you still feel that you lack something? And the answer, which I think nearly everyone gives, is we want peace. Is it not? What do you think? What do you think? Is it not or yes? No, still, isn't it that we all need peace? And the irony of it is also that it is not outside. How far is peace away from you? And the answer in meditation is that it is only one thought away. Just one thought away. If you think you are peaceful, then no one in the world can make you peaceless. And if you think you are peaceless, then no one in the world can make you peaceful. I hope you got my point. No one in the world can make you peaceful. Even God cannot make you peaceful if you think that you are peaceless. Because of, you must have heard of this beautiful saying, "You are what you think. And what you think, that you will become." If you think you are peaceless, then you are peaceless. If you think you are peaceful, you are peaceful. Because it's all in the mind. And it is whatever in the mind that you attract. You all know that. You attract that, what is in your mind. So if you attract peacelessness, you will experience peacelessness. And if you attract peace, you will experience peace. But then how to experience peace? Who is actually experiencing peace? It's not the body. The body is only an instrument. The body is not actually wanting peace also. The body was action. The more action you perform, the stronger you become. If you don't do any physical work, then maybe you will lose your energy which you have to. So you have to keep on working physically to be physically strong. But to be mentally strong, spiritually strong, you have to be very quiet, silent. So physically, if you want strength, then you have to be active. But mentally, if you want to be strong, then you have to just go beyond. It's a big difference. So who wants peace? When somebody dies, we say that in Hindi we say, इनका देह शांत हो गया. Deh shant ho gaya. The body has become peaceful. And you can also say the body has become cold because there is no movement, no blood circulation in the body anymore. So it becomes cold. But in spite of the body becoming cold, we say that I got peace, but still we pray for the peace of the soul. Don't we pray for the peace of the soul? Oh God, may your soul rest in peace, we say. Dear Prabhu, मेरी आत्मा को शांति देना. Although the body is in peace, he says, they bury the body and says, lay to rest. It is. So, it's the soul which needs peace. But then how will the soul experience peace? It is said, go within, search within, and you will find within. And what will you find within? In what you have to go in order to experience peace? It's not the body. You can't go within the body and experience peace. Because when the body is dissected, what happens? Pus and blood and muscles and ligaments and what all these things are seen. So how to experience that peace? By going within. And within means not the body but the soul. And that's what I really am. When I say human being, what does human being mean? Human being has two words, human and being. The human part is the physical part, but the being part is the spiritual part, what we call as the soul. And that word soul can be described very beautifully, S-O-U-L. Source of unique energy, source of unique light. S-O-U-L, source of unique light. What is that unique light? And what is that source of unique light? It's a unique light which cannot be created, which cannot be destroyed, which cannot be burnt, which cannot be cut, which is eternal, immortal, imperishable, indivisible, and invisible. The 5 words we use: eternal, immortal, never created, will never die, imperishable, will never finish, so never created, never will end, indivisible, it cannot be divided, and invisible, it cannot be seen. Now, when we say this, some scientists do not wish to believe it because, according to science, it is said seeing is believing. You believe only what you can see, but you can't see the soul. When a person dies, the soul leaves the body. You can't see the soul, and some scientists don't want to believe it because they say if you can't see, you won't believe. You must see it, you must experience it, you must experiment upon it. You need some instrument for that. Only then you will believe. But how can you see the soul? Because these eyes are physical. And these physical eyes can see only that which is physical. That which is metaphysical, that which is above physical. How can these physical eyes see it? Definitely not. And that's why there's always a clash between science and spirituality. And that's what Einstein said. Science and spirituality have to go together. Today we are moving towards only science without spirituality. So science without spirituality is lame, and spirituality without science is blind. Because if you take anything blindly, then also you will never really experience anything much. Of course, we need some understanding, we need some wisdom for it. So Raj Yoga gives us that wisdom. So to understand Raj Yoga, which is the meditation taught in the Gita, God told Arjuna, "Hey Arjuna, keep your mind in me. Keep your mind in me." And Arjuna was complaining all the time. That's the Gita. And God is giving him the knowledge for what his complaints are, questions are. So it's a question-answer story. When God tells Arjuna, "Keep your mind in me," Arjuna says, "How can I keep your mind? How can I keep my mind in me? This mind is a vagabond. It's like a naughty horse. It's running again, all round. It cannot become quiet. So how can I keep my mind in you?" And God gives him two ways, two steps. And the first step is, in order to keep the mind in God, the first step is vairagya, disinterest. And the second step is practice, vairagya or abhyas. These are the two words which God mentioned to Arjuna if he wanted to keep his mind in God. Vairagya, disinterest. Today there is so much interest in the world. Whatever we see, we hear, we experience, the mind goes there. People, objects, luxuries, we say in Hindi, Vyakti, Vastu, Vaibhav, Paristitya, so many situations, places, so many things. The mind is traveling, all around. It goes to people and places and, everywhere, but not to God. Although we may be chanting, although we may be praying, although we may be, reciting some hymns, or we may be reading some scriptures, but even at that time the mind is wandering. And the biggest reason for all that is body consciousness. Because if I think I'm the body, then definitely the mind will travel to that which is influenced by the body or which pertains to the body. So the body means people, body means objects, body means places, body means all the physical situations, whatever of this world. It cannot think beyond, and that's why the mind wanders. So total disinterest from all that is around. And very many people think that, well, that's too much. Do you want us to become a sannyasi? They tell us. Do you want us to need to leave the world, renounce everything and go and live in the jungles? We are family people. We have so many responsibilities. How can we just give up everything? Well, God told Arjuna, you don't have to give up. You have to live in your family, but live like a lotus. As a lotus flower grows in a muddy pond. The whole family of the lotus is in the muddy pond. The lotus flowers and the lotus leaves, the lotus roots, the lotus stem, everything in the muddy pond. Everything is so filthy, so dirty. But the lotus is above all. And that's what God wants us to live like a lotus. Live in the world. Live in the world, but don't be of the world. Big difference. You live in it and still not of it. That's what a lotus flower is. It lives in that muddy pond, but it's not of it because it is above. So it's not renouncing the world. God never told Arjuna to renounce the world. He actually wanted to renounce the war. He didn't want to fight. And God told them, you have to fight. If you won't fight, you're a coward. Because to run away from the battlefield is cowardice, is it not? So to be in the midst of your responsibilities, your duties, whatever you are doing, that is important. Don't run away from it. But how to be in it and still be not of it? छोड़ो कुछ नहीं. Don't leave anything. But फंसो कहीं भी नहीं. Don't be caught up in it. छोड़ना भी नहीं, फंसना भी नहीं. This is an art of living, and therefore we say meditation is really an art of living. How to live. And for that, the first step is being soul conscious. I'm a soul. I'm not this body. I'm a point of divine light. So when I say I'm eternal, I was never born, I'm imperishable, I will never die, it's so different from the body. The body is not eternal. The body is not immortal. It is mortal. The body is not imperishable. It is perishable. The body can be divided. It can be cut into pieces. Even if the hand is broken, in an accident, the hand breaks, whatever, or fingers break, whatever. But then still he can be living, he can still be alive. But if the head is chopped off, finished. Because the whole strength of this body is in the soul, and that soul resides here. We call it the center of the forehead. Which is also called the Agya Chakra. There are 7 chakras, they say, and this is called the Agya Chakra. The place where the ladies in Hinduism apply a tilak. Also a third eye is shown here. So that third eye or tilak or Agya Chakra, all that represents the soul. So I'm actually a soul seated here. We say the center of the forehead, but that is between the 2 eyebrows. And I'm the master of my senses. Just like a driver sits in a car and sitting on his seat, He's able to control the whole car. He doesn't have to go around in the whole car to control every part of the car. He can be just sitting in one place and controlling. We have so many factories where everything is so automatic, but there's a control room. And in that control room, the controller is sitting and watching everything, whatever is going on in his factory. And he can control from there. So who is the controller of this body? It is the soul. And that's me. So who am I? Some people may say, okay, yes, I have a soul in me. But then is the statement right? I have a soul in me. Because when you say I have a soul in me, means you are the body and you have a soul in you. Like I have eyes. So eyes are different from me. So I have a soul in me means soul is different from you. Then some others will say, okay, I don't say I have a soul in me, but I have a soul in my body. Now is that statement right too? I have a soul in my body. What does it mean? Means soul separate, body separate, and you separate. So you have a soul in your body. So who are you? And the third sentence is, I am a soul in my body. So which is the right sentence? Yes? Which is the right sentence? I am a soul in my body. So I am a soul. Who's speaking? Who's watching? Who's seeing all this? You think the eyes are seeing? The eyes don't know what they are saying. They are just like the lens of a camera. But who's clicking the camera? The ears are like headphones, earphones. But who is listening? So these ears, who's speaking? The microphone is not speaking, but someone is speaking through the microphone. The microphone can't decide what to speak and what not to speak in front of this audience. This microphone can't decide, but the one who's speaking through the microphone decides. So the mouth can't decide, the ears can't decide, the eyes can't decide. They don't know what is good or bad. But who decides that I shouldn't see this? This is not good for me. I shouldn't listen to this, not good for me. I shouldn't speak this, is not good for that person too. So who has that wisdom? Who decides? Who thinks? Some may say brain thinks, but brain also is like a computer. It has all the memory, okay, the hard disk is there, the motherboard, everything in the computer. But who's working on the computer? Who's clicking? According to that only the computer will work. And that also is electricity. So from where is this electricity coming, the light, the might, which works the body? So that is me, the soul. And to be soul conscious is the first step in Raj Yoga. So when it is asked, who am I? Actually, it is a multi-million pounds or dollars question. Who am I? Swami Vivekananda, when he went first time to Swami Ramakrishna Paramhans, Swami Ramakrishna, he knocked at the door, and Swami Ramakrishna from inside said, who are you? And Vivekananda said, he was called Narendra, he was a law student. And he said, this is what I have come here for, to know who I am. And Swami Ramakrishna Paramhans came to know, yeah, this one is my right disciple. The one who wants to know who he is. Even the greatest of philosophers asked this question. Aristotle, Plato, Socrates, the Greek philosophers, they asked the same question. Who am I? Who am I? What am I? And why am I? What is the purpose of life? From where am I? All these are spiritual questions. So spirituality gives the answer. When we say the Hindi word for spirituality is adhyatmikta. Adhyatmikta means Atma ka adhyan, the study of the soul. That is adhyatmikta. So spirituality means study of the spirit, and that's what I am. So who am I? Usually when somebody introduces himself, how does he introduce himself? Is, we have an introduction form to fill. We have introduction form, so name and whatever, so many things in that form which we have to fill. Some have also to fill their physical statistics, height and weight and distinguishing mark on the body, whatever. So, and also occupation and qualifications and address. Address also, they have to write two addresses. One is a temporary address, maybe he's staying now there temporarily, but the other is a permanent address, or where has he originally come. So, name, form, qualifications, and address, and of course, occupation. So, these are the 5 basic things to know of that person, the introduction of him, of that person. So, when we say soul, actually, we give different names in different languages. In Hindi, we will say Atma. In Urdu, we will say Ruh. English, we will say soul. I know different languages, they use different words. Different words. Even for God, they use different words. So soul, Atma, Ruh, light, and that's what I really am. Then secondly, what is my form? So physically you can tell about your height and weight and color of the eyes and color of the skin, whatever. But what is the form of the soul? It is only a point of light. It's a point of light. That's all. It's a star-like entity which cannot be seen with these naked eyes, nor with any instrument of science. But yes, we can definitely experience it in visions, through divine insight. And it's not that people haven't seen the soul, they have, but not with these eyes, through divine visions. So it's only a point of light. And Brahma Baba, the founder of this organization, how he saw that light. And the light of the self and the light of the Supreme Being, when I say God, Param Atma, who's also a soul, but supreme in everything. So today is more about the soul. Then what are my qualities? My qualifications? Actually, every soul is an embodiment of 7 types of qualities. All that which we are looking for outside, they are all within the soul. Every part of nature also has its own nature. What is the nature of fire? Its nature is heat and light. That's its nature. If something is not, it doesn't have heat nor does it have light, it cannot be called fire. What is the nature of air? Breeze, we say, air. So it's the nature is to always keep moving. It's always there. Sometimes there is, the breeze is not strong enough, you don't even come to know, you don't see even the leaves moving. Then we say, oh today, आज हवा ही नहीं है, आज हवा नहीं है, there is no air. Air is of course there, but that is moving so softly that even the leaves are not moving. But it is definitely there because we are all breathing oxygen, aren't we? So is what is nature is. What is the nature of water? The nature of water is coolness. So it is cool. Of course, we heat it, we even vaporize it. It becomes very hot, but then just remove the fire from the water will go back to its original nature. The water will go back to its original nature. So that's what water is. So everything tends to go back to its original nature. And we say, what is the nature of the soul? There are 7 main qualities. And these actually are the innate qualities of every soul. Just like we speak about 7 days of a week. And that's our whole life. That's why they give importance to 7 days. We say Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 7 days. Again there's Sunday. There's no 8th day. No 8th day. Again we'll go back to the same Sunday. We say Jivani 7 din ka hai. Life is of 7 days. Then we have 7 colors. We used to learn in school, Vibgyor, violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. No, Vibgyor. We use the Vibgyor ice creams too. So 7 colors of a rainbow. So white is split into these 7 colors. So they are the original colors, and all other colors, they are mixture of 2 or 3 colors. Whatever, so many colors, different colors, but the true original colors are only 7. Similarly, we speak about the 7 music, Sat Sur, we say. So only Sa Re Ga Ma Pa Da Ni, Sa Re Ga Ma Pa Da Ni. Again we go to Sa Re Ga Ma Pa Da Ni Sa. So 7 music. So everything is 7. So every soul has 7 main qualities. And all other virtues or values we talk about, business values, social values, family values, they're all based on these 7 values. First value is knowledge. Every soul has knowledge. Even a small child has knowledge. It knows it should not go near fire. It's too hot. Every soul has this, every soul is an embodiment of knowledge. So for the knowledge also comes from within. What comes from outside is the information. We get so much information. Information technology is growing like anything. But what is real knowledge, what is wisdom, is not just information. Very, very beautifully say, you can never really be successful in life with just information. Somebody's IQ may be very high, but he can be a failure in life, although the IQ is very high. Because more than IQ is necessary than IQ is EQ, emotional quotient. How are your emotions working? If you are a moody person, every time you are changing your moods, nobody will like you. Look at this person, he's always moody. You tell him something and he gets upset. You tell him something, he gets angry. Please don't go near him. So EQ has to be very strong. When to control yourself. Don't go out of control. If you go out of control emotionally, you can be a big failure in life. But then even higher than EQ, how can you control your emotions? Only if your moral quotient, your MQ is high. Your moral quotient, that should be high. Your true values in life. But how to get those true values in life? Higher than MQ is, we say SQ, the spiritual quotient. So we have IQ, we have EQ, we have MQ, and we have SQ, the spiritual quotient. And what is that spiritual quotient? Every soul is having that knowledge, or we say wisdom. Every soul, even a small child, because it comes from within. It doesn't come from outside. And the one who is really knowledgeful, we don't say knowledgeable. Knowledgeable can be just IQ. Information technology is a very knowledgeable person. But knowledgeful, the true knowledge of the self, that is what is more important. And when I am aware that I am a soul, then I should also know what type of soul am I. Then the second value of the soul is, after knowledge, we say purity. Everyone likes purity. Maybe we like external purity. Nobody likes dirt. We like cleanliness. But purity is a value of the soul. Whenever we have very impure thoughts, we feel so bad. Oh, why did I think like that? We say, man khata hai, when you think something which is very dirty. Kyun maine aise socha? I should not have thought like that. Because every soul's original nature is pure. And where there is purity, there is peace. Wherever there are pure thoughts, definitely there will be peace. And if there are impure thoughts, then there will be peacelessness. Impure thoughts are negative thoughts, and the speed of negative thoughts is so high, immediately it becomes stressful. Immediately. Pure thoughts are peaceful thoughts. Their speed is not that high. And therefore you can be in peace. So it's all in the mind. And that's why we say peace is actually the child of purity. Without purity, there can never be peace. You will experience peace only when you have pure thoughts in your mind, good thoughts in your mind, pious thoughts in your mind. And where there is peace, there is happiness. So people talk about peace and happiness, but then the mother of peace and happiness is purity. And that people don't understand. And they think, oh, peace and happiness, that's what we want. And they think they'll get from money, they'll get from a good house, they'll get from name, fame, prestige. That's not going to give you real happiness. Still, you can be very, very empty inside, in spite of having everything of this world. But inside is emptiness. That's why when we say go within, some people are afraid to go within. Why are they afraid to go within? Because it is either too empty, or there's so much of filth inside that they don't wish to go in there. When you have a cupboard full of filth, but you also have a diamond in it somewhere. But there's so much rubbish in that cupboard, you don't wish to open it, even the diamond within it. Because if you know that if you open it, everything will fall down. So please don't open it, otherwise it'll be a headache to put that back in the cupboard. Because it's not well sorted out, it's just dumped inside. But there's a diamond there. Now how will you find the diamond within that rubbish which you have put in the cupboard? But then we have to clear it off, clear it away. We have to. And that's not very easy through soul consciousness. I'm a soul. My nature is peace. My nature is eternal happiness. What Shivani must have taught you. One is to go for peace. One is to do everything for happiness. And the other is to do everything with happiness. If you go for happiness, if I do this, I will be happy. If I do that, I will be happy. It will never work out. Because again, you'll have another desire and never be happy with whatever you have. So if I do this, I will be happy, doesn't really work. Because that happiness is only momentary. Again, your desires are there. But if I do everything happily, then I'm always satisfied. But how to do everything happily? Only when I feel that happiness is not outside, but it is within me. Because I'm an embodiment of happiness. And where there is happiness, there is definitely love for all. So I have love for everyone. Every soul is an embodiment of love. You don't teach a child how to love. You don't have to teach a child how to love. It love everybody. So every soul is an embodiment of love. You don't have to ask for love. That's why it's a very beautiful doha of Kabir. Kabir ने क्या कहा? पोथी पढ़त पढ़त पंडित भया न कोई. Somebody may be very educated, very having full knowledge of scriptures, but he cannot become a pandit. He cannot become a scholar pandit. पोथी पढ़त पढ़त पंडित भया न कोई. 2.5 अक्षर प्रेम का पढ़ लो, सोए पंडित हो. Just learn the 2.5 alphabets of prem. In Hindi, if you write pa, to, pa, ra, ma, prem. Sneh is also 2.5 words. Pyar is also 2.5 words. Half pa, ya, ra. So, just 2.5 words. If you learn of pyar, prem, sneh, love, you become a big scholar. And how do you do that? By becoming aware that you are a soul, an embodiment of love. And where there is love, happiness, peace, purity, wisdom, then that will lead to bliss. Anand, we say Anand. Anand is the highest form of true happiness. That's why you will see that all the gurus, the sannyasis, their spiritual names end in Anand. Satchitananda Swami, Premananda Swami, Vivekananda Swami, Dayananda Swami. Anand is the last word. Premanand, the Anand which comes from prem, from love, the bliss which comes from love. Vivekananda, the bliss which comes from Vivek, from wisdom. Shantanand, the bliss which comes from peace. Dayanand, the bliss which comes from mercy. And the highest bliss is Paramanand, the bliss which comes from remembrance of God. Paramanand. We also have Atmanand, Atma ka Anand, the bliss of the soul. And when there's bliss, that bliss word has no opposite. All other words have opposites: knowledge, ignorance, peace, peacelessness, love, hatred, all these. But Anand, is there any opposite of this word? Because that's the highest positive experience of meditation. When you are lost in God's love, that is the highest supreme bliss. And that will ultimately lead to willpower. You become so strong internally that nothing in the world can shake you, in spite of losing everything physically. But that willpower, that inner strength, comes only from these values. So 7 main qualities: Gyan, knowledge; purity, Pavitrata; Shanti, peace; happiness; love; bliss; and power. 7 main qualities of every soul which are within you. So if you want to look for them, look within. And how will you experience them within? Just be aware of them, that's all. Don't say, God, give me peace. But say, I am a peaceful soul. That's why we say Om Shanti. What does Om Shanti mean? The word Om is actually three alphabets. U and Ma. A-U-M, that's what we say in English. So Om, the very literal meaning of Om. There are many meanings, but one meaning is the literal meaning of the three alphabets. Ma, that is me. Now what is that which is me? Soul, Atma. And then peace. Om Shanti. Means I am a peaceful soul. And not just that I am a peaceful soul, but higher than that is I come from an abode of peace. My true home is the abode of peace. This world is not my home. This world is the home of the body, the five elements which make up the body. That's why when a person dies, the five elements have to mix in the five elements, either by burying or by cremating. Actually, why cremation or why burial? Because the five elements with which this body is made up of have to go back to the five elements. Everything has to go back to source. And the source are the five elements, and that's where this body has to go back from where it has come. But for the soul, it won't go to the elements. We say, Atma ka gayi Bhagwan ke paas gayi, it's gone to God. Because the source is the Supreme God, the Supreme Being. So that's my true home. Bhagwan ke paas gayi, we say, gone back to God. Because that's my eternal home, the home of souls. What he says, Param Dham, Mukti Dham, Nirvan Dham, Parlok. And from there I have come into this world. So my eternal nature, original nature is peace. My home is a world of peace. He says Shanti Dham, the world of peace, abode of peace. And third, what I'll tell you tomorrow is, my eternal Father is the ocean of peace. That's why we say Shanti 3 times. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. I am a peaceful soul. I come from an eternal home of peace. And I belong to the ocean of peace. So if my eternal nature is peace, my home is the abode of peace, my Father is the ocean of peace, how can I be peaceless? You have a lot of money in your bank account, your father is so rich, you have lots of land, so much you have, and still if you say, I'm a pauper, I'm very poor, will you say it? If you say that means you are ignorant, you are unaware of what you are. And that's what we say every time, I'm peaceless. And then we blame others. It's because of you I became peaceless, because of you. We play so many blame games, blaming others for my peacelessness. Nobody is responsible for my peacelessness. It's only me. It's only me. Just change your thoughts and you will become peaceful. And that's what we have to become. Okay? So let us practice it for a few minutes. Please sit straight. Now you have to actually give thoughts to your mind. Your mind is like a small child. If you don't give work to your child will become very naughty. Give it work. Mothers give work to the child, paint something, cut something, join something. They keep them busy. If the child is kept busy, then the child will not will not do any pranks or will not be very disturbing. So give it work. The mind also needs work. And what work we have to give to the mind is create positive thoughts in your mind. Ask yourself, who am I? Where have I come from? Don't just question, but answer. I give all the answers. Who am I? Then reply to yourself, I am a soul. From where have I come? I've come from the soul world. I know where my home is. That's my permanent home. This is only my temporary home. So the mind should go back to your permanent home. Why am I here? We do ask these questions to ourselves, but we never know the answers. Why am I here? I'm here and as an actor on this world drama stage. That's what Shakespeare said. We're all actors playing our respective roles on this world drama stage. So I'm an actor and this body is my costume, my dress which I put on. I've put on so many different costumes and played so many different roles. What is my identity? Role is different from identity. An actor plays so many roles, but identity doesn't change. He's the same. Which actor? Amitabh Bachchan used to play so many roles. Somebody gave a very interesting example. Amitabh Bachchan, in one day, he used to shoot 4 films. In the morning, he used to become a coolie. In the evening, he used to become Shahenshah. So, coolie as well as Shahenshah. Coolie is so different from Shahenshah, Raja. But he used to play both roles, but different films. So, it's not that role which is important, identity is important. So our identity is I'm a soul, but playing so many roles. One role of a husband, role of a son, role of a businessman, role of this, role of that, whatever. What's your identity? Which never changes. Roles change. Identity doesn't change. It is always eternal, and that's the true me. Which identity will remain even in front of God. It will remain even in front of everyone, my true identity. And that's what I am. And this is the consciousness we have to create. And then think of your values, I have come into this world. Why? Why have I come into this world? Again a question. I have come into this world to play my role, okay? But in that role, what do I have to play? I have to manifest my values in my role. A good actor is one who plays his role very well. He will be called a good actor. Whatever role he has to play, a good father, a good husband, a good wife, a good child, a good mother, play your role in the best way possible, whatever role you are allotted with. Then you are a good actor. And you have played many roles. But whatever role you play it in the best way possible. And that's what my purpose of life is. But then, in that role, I have to also learn how to go beyond. I should be able to let go. Not let go only at the end when I'm dying. I have to let go. Nothing is mine. But even in life, I have to learn to let go. Nothing is mine. Even this body is not mine. I am a soul. And that's what we say, go within. That's the practice of meditation. So let us sit straight. Ask yourself, who am I? Why am I? What is my purpose of life? Where am I from? And then you answer these questions. I am a soul. A point of divine energy. I am eternal. I was never born, I will never die. I have come from an eternal home, the soul world, beyond the five elements, beyond the light of the sun, moon, and stars. The sixth element of infinite golden red light. I am a peaceful soul. I reside in the abode of peace. With my mind, I travel to that peaceful abode. Visualizing myself in a world of golden red light. Where there's peace and peace all around. I am a pure soul. I am a happy soul. I am a blissful soul. I am now aware of my true nature. I don't have to look for peace outside. My nature is peace. In the world of peace, I realize myself as a point of light in the world of light. Which is surrounded by peace all around. Peace within and peace without. How peaceful I am. I go into the depth of this peace and realize my true nature.
I gradually come back. Come back into the body. and perform my actions through the body once again, but in a peaceful way. Om Shanti.